Told you. Welcome to this quick video here because I have the dinner on, so I have to be quick. But I just wanted to answer a quick question from my Facebook group. Marcella McGuire, Alec, asked a question about the difference or the similarities between tarot and Ogham divination. I haven't got the exact question in front of me, but that was the general gist of it. They said basically that they felt like they were approaching the Ogham like it was tarot on sticks, you know, because they were familiar with the tarot divination, but not necessarily with the Ogham. And I suppose what I want to do is maybe go a little bit kind of top level, just real quick, as I said, I have the dinner on, go a little bit more top level on kind of divination in general. Because a lot of people just treat tarot cards like, you know, I don't know what they treat them like, but they're basically, they have a set of meanings and that's it. And with some tarot cards that, like some that are designed to be that way, that's fine. There is a particular card, has a picture on it, has a meaning, that's it, right? But when you actually look at the original, well, maybe not the original tarot decks, that was like the Marseille tarot decks. So we may or may not have a lot of symbolism going on in there. There kind of is, but you know, certainly when we get into the Western kind of esoteric tradition, so you've got like the Rider-Waite and the Thoth tarot would be the two major ones that a lot of modern tarot decks are based on. And there's a huge amount of symbolism there. So if you're looking at the tarot using a deck like that or a deck based on those, and you are only reading the picture or only like looking at the picture and just have a learned interpretation, yes, it's going to be kind of more or less effective. It's not that it won't work, right? But if you can actually have a relationship with that tarot card, then all that symbolism will be feeding into your subconscious and your relationship that you have established with that card. And there will be a lot more layers, a lot more depth, and the tarot cards kind of become keys to open a deeper place of divination and a deeper place where you can actually read that. And I'm kind of going into the tarot because people are a little bit more familiar with it. But the Ogham is all that and more. And in my philosophy, you can check out the 3 Truths about Ogham course. It's free on the Irish Pagan School, and it's just a little daily dose of like 3 truths about Ogham, and I do go into some of this. But in my philosophy, the tarot, not the tarot, the Ogham, when we interact with the Ogham, with each of the Ogham letters or feda is the plural, we have that individual relationship with each one. And it seems to a lot of people, it might seem like there's not a lot there because it's just a symbol, right? You know, it has a meaning, it has a divinatory meaning, we can learn that meaning and that's it. But it's so much more than that. Each one of those letters has the sound. So from the source material, we know that sound and matter are the mother and father of tarot. I keep saying tarot, what the hell? Sound and matter are the mother and father of Ogham. Obviously, I'm distracted by the dinner that's on. I keep pointing to that hair. That hair is not the dinner. The dinner is that way out in the kitchen, and I'm here in the office doing this video for you. The Ogham is what I'm talking about. Please forgive my mess. So with the Ogham, we have these symbols, but the sound and the matter part is the symbol, okay, is the actual lines that each Ogham is represented by. The sound is different, and they work together, obviously, and they form the start of a picture that we can read like the tarot cards, okay? So pronunciation is important, and I do have some resources on that in the Introduction to Ogham class that I teach, which is a paid one. I gave you the free one earlier. There's also a paid one that goes, it's like 3 hours. It goes way into depth, even for an introduction. So I do go into all this in great depth on that course over at theirishpaganschool.com. But these symbols that we see when we look at the Ogham, at each individual letter, at how the letters are represented when they're inscribed or drawn onto a manuscript, or, you know, carved into rock as our ancestors did. They are woven together like any alphabet, you know, they are woven together to make words, to make a collection of sounds, to bring you deeper into the meaning of all of these. But individually, each one of them is a key, and each one of them is a doorway to another world. And they all have their own world that you can enter. And I don't even have time to get into the Brehar, the kennings, the poetry, the word Oghams, the symbolism, the Ogham lists. There's so much to it. And, you know, a lot of people just see it as like the tree Ogham, and you know, each Ogham is representative of a tree, and it's not, for a start. Some are, but it's not a complete list. So some people unscrupulously just kind of fill in the gaps with what makes sense to them, and don't actually inform their students that it's not a complete list, okay? So watch out for that. But there is a world and a wealth that is behind each individual Ogham letter. And it's up to us to build relationship with those letters and with the Ogham generally, and to have a relationship with the Ogham. And just to loop it back to tarot, because I can talk about tarot again and actually call it tarot, it should actually be the same practice, you know. So the tarot and the Ogham divination are completely different systems, obviously. But when you have a deep deck, as I call them, such as one of those original symbolic decks, and you have your set of Ogham, you can form a relationship with each of those things that is unique to you as a practitioner, is unique to you as a reader, and you're effectively learning the language of that tool. And that's what you really need to do, because the particular dialect that that tool is communicating in will be slightly different for each person. So if you're just opening a book and learning, you know, somebody else's interpretations, then you're learning their dialect, but yours might sound quite different. I don't know if I'm making any sense here, but hopefully I'm communicating that effectively in your dialect and you're hearing it, because you have a unique voice, and as it speaks to you, the Ogham has a unique voice that is for your ears only. And it might sound similar to, you know, and similar enough that somebody else could understand it, but effectively there is going to be nuance, there's going to be intricacies, there's going to be an intimacy that develops between you. And I'm very much putting this in relationship terms, obviously not romantic relationship, but, you know, entities relating to each other, because I do believe that the spirit of Ogham is an entity, and I have met that entity and I engage with that entity actively. And I do believe also that that entity is kind of stepping up within our communities and is calling for more authentic engagement, more authentic interaction, and is calling for us to get to know the Ogham system better. And that's one of the reasons that I started my Ogham Journeys, the 6-month program. So I have 3 Ogham courses: the free, the paid introduction, and the 6-month program, the intensive. So the 6-month program runs from Samhain to Bealtaine every year. It only runs once per year. So get on my mailing list at lorao'brien.ie for news as it's coming up there. But there is a huge amount that we need to understand and engage with when it comes to the Ogham that is just not happening, or has not been happening since our ancestors were using this tool, or you know, were developing their own relationships with the Ogham. So that's kind of my mission, you know, and I really want to kind of communicate that. But hopefully I answered Marcella's question anyway in this. I don't even know, was I quick? I probably not, but anyway, Slán go fóill, and all the links to everything that I've just talked about is below, and I will see you in the next video.